Alrighty guys, welcome to the video here today for Thursday, September 29th, 2022. My name is Brock Page and I've been doing sports picks for free right here on YouTube since 2016. I also sell my personal sports bets on patreon.com/BrockPage. And I'm 11-3 with a push on my last 15 NFL tier package bets on that site. Now the NFL tier is a package that I offer. And not only do you get access to 3 personal NFL tier package bets a week, you also get access to all the cheaper memberships that I offer on that site absolutely free. They're going to be included with your purchase. Now, I currently have over 670 members who are signed up and active on that site right now. And the link for that package is in the description section below. And with that, guys, let's go ahead and dive into some Major League Baseball action. We're going to take a look at the White Sox at the Twins, 1:10 p.m. East. Chicago's minus $1.20 on the road, total 7.5 runs. Lucas Giolito for Chicago, Louis Varland for Minnesota. Now, the Twins have won 3 out of their last 4 ball games, with 2 of those victories coming against Chicago. The Twins have also done a real nice job at Target Field this year. They're 24-13 against the AL Central in their own building. Now, when it comes to the batting in this one, well, Luis Arias, he leads the squad with a 313 batting average. He's 5th in the majors in that category. They're taking on a Chicago club who lost their last 8 straight. They continue to struggle hitting for power. These guys are in the bottom 10 in home runs per contest. Now, starting pitcher Lucas Giolito, he also comes into today's ball game with an ERA in the 5s along with a 1.48 whip. When it comes to the total, 4 out of Giolito's last 6 starts did stay under the number. Meanwhile, Minnesota went 60% to the under in their last 10 themselves. I'm going to lean toward Minnesota plus $1, under 7.5. Next contest, same division. I'm talking about Royals, Tigers, 1:10 p.m. East. Detroit's minus 130 at home, total 7.5 runs. Eduardo Rodriguez for Detroit, Johnny Heasley for Kansas City. Now, KC's been an absolute covering machine here lately with regard to the run line. They cashed in on the run line in 3 out of their last 4 on the road, and they're also 9-1 against the number in their last 10 at any location. Bobby Witt Jr., he has a team-best 80 RBI on the season. Meanwhile, Sal Perez, he leads the squad in home runs. They're taking on a Detroit lineup who's easily the worst group of hitters in baseball. These guys are dead last in scoring, dead last in OPS. They're also hitting fewer home runs a game than any other club in the league. When it comes to the starting pitching in this one, Edrod has a losing record and a 4.37 ERA. When it comes to the total, 3 out of Detroit's last 4 at Comerica Park fell under the number. Meanwhile, KC went 60% to the under in their divisional road games this year. I'm going to lean toward Kansas City plus 1.5, under 7.5. Next game, Orioles, Red Sox, 135 East. Now, Boston is the $1.60 favorite at Fenway Park. Totals 9 runs. Looks like we're going to see Nathan Eovaldi for Boston. And then on the other side here, looks like Mike Baumann for Baltimore. Now, unfortunately, guys, I can't give you a free pick on this contest. This game's being featured as my board member tier package bet on my website. But the good news is, if you sign up for my board member package, you're going to get instant access to every single bet, every single package, every single day. It's an all-inclusive membership. So if you want to see whether I'm betting on the money line, run line, or total in this one, there's only one way to find out, and that's to sign up for my board member tier package bet on my website. And the link for that play is in the description section below. Next ball game I have for you, it is going to be Phillies at the Cubs. That's going to be a 2:20 Eastern first pitch. Now, Philadelphia is minus 185 on the road here. Totals 8 runs. Ranger Suarez for Philadelphia. Javier Assad for Chicago. And out of 27-plus innings this year, Assad's got just 1 win. and a whip of 1.57. And even though the Cubbies have been red hot over the past week or so, these guys have collectively struggled at the dish for most, part of the season. They're currently in the bottom 10 in runs per game. And they're striking out more times per contest than any other club in the bigs. Now they're facing Ranger Suarez, who's been more than serviceable for Philadelphia. And as a matter of fact, he's been downright solid. Rangers 10-5 on the year with an ERA in the low threes. He's also got over 120 strikeouts, and he averages just about a strikeout an inning. When it comes to hitting the baseball, the Phils are hitting more home runs a game than most clubs in the National League. Kyle Schwarber has an NL best 42 home runs on the year. Meanwhile, Alec Boehm, he's hitting nearly 300 at the plate. He's got the highest qualifying batting average in the lineup here today. Now, when it comes to the total, Philly saw their last 4 straight on the road fall under the total. Meanwhile, on the other side of things, Chicago's going 60% to the under in their last 10 themselves. I'm going to lean toward Philadelphia, minus 185, under 8. Next ball game I have for you, it is going to be Rays at the Guardians, 6:10 p.m. East. Now, both teams are minus $110, total 7. Cal Quantrill for Cleveland, Jeffrey Springs for Tampa Bay. Now, the Rays lost 6 out of their last 9 ball games, and they averaged under a run a game in those losses. Now, these guys have also had a tough time at the plate collectively this year while traveling. These guys are currently in the bottom 10 in hits per contest on the road. Now, they have to face Cal Quantrill here today, who's actually 14-5 on the year with an ERA in the threes. Now, these Guardian hitters, they've also been the toughest lineup in the league to strike out. They actually strike out fewer times a game than any other club in the bigs right now. Certainly doing a nice job making contact with the baseball. Now, Andres Jimenez, he's hitting a cool .303 at the dish. That's best in the lineup. Meanwhile, Jose Ramirez, he's third in the bigs right now with 119 ribbies. Now, when it comes to the scoring, Cleveland's gone 19-13 to the under in their divisional road games. They also saw unders in 6 out of their last 10 meetings with Tampa Bay. So if you're into historical trends, certainly want to think about that one there. I'm going to go ahead and lean toward Cleveland, minus $110, under 7. Next ball game, Marlins Brewers, 7:40 p.m. East. Milwaukee's minus $185, total 7.5. Eric Lauer for Milwaukee, Braxton Garrett for Miami. And even though Garrett's had some really good outings, he comes into today's ball game with just 3 wins on the season and a losing record. Now, this Marlins lineup has also been consistently bad all year long at the plate. They're averaging under 3.7 runs a game, and they rank in the bottom 5 in team OPS. Now, they're also facing Eric Lauer here today, who's actually got himself double-digit wins on the year, along with 141 strikeouts, just 9 strikeouts shy of $150 for the season. Now, the Brewers have also won 5 out of their last 7 ball games, and they're actually just a half a game back of the struggling Phillies in the wild card. These guys are right in the driver's seat, especially with a little series here against the Marlins. A couple wins here. These guys are going to get in that wild card spot because the Phillies are playing really bad. Now, Rowdy Tellez, he has a team best 34 home runs for Milwaukee. Meanwhile, Willy Adames, he's just 4 ribbies shy of the century mark. Now, when it comes to the total, oddly enough, 6 out of Milwaukee's last 10 outings did fall under the line. They also went 6-2 to the under in their last 8 Eric Lauer starts. Meanwhile, Miami went 80% to the under this year in their Braxton Garrett starts. I'm going to lean toward Milwaukee, minus 185, under 7.5. Next ball game, Athletics Angels, 9:38 East. The LA Angels are minus 250, total 7. Shohei Ohtani for LA, Cole Irvin for Oakland. Now, Irvin's just 1 win shy of double digits for the season. He's got 117 strikeouts and a solid 1.15 whip. When it comes to cashing in on the run line, the A's have a winning record against the number in their divisional road games. Seth Brown has a team-best 25 home runs. Meanwhile, Sean Murphy leads the franchise in runs batted in. They're facing an Angels team who has a tough time covering the 1.5 themselves. These guys are just 12 and 22 against the number in their divisional home games. And that's good for 35% in that category. Now, these Angel hitters have also had significant problems with strikeouts. They're getting punched out more times a game than any other team in the majors. Now, total-wise, 7 out of the Angels' last 10 meetings with Oakland stayed under the number. So once again, if you're into historical trends, plenty of unders to go around. They're also 9-1 to the under in their last 10 Shohei Ohtani starts. Meanwhile, Oakland went 20-14 to the under against the AL West on the road. I'm going to lean toward Oakland plus 1.5, under 7. Next ball game, Dodgers, Padres, 9:40 p.m. East. This game's currently off the board. Sean Manaea for San Diego, Caleb Ferguson for Los Angeles. And even though Ferguson has just 32-plus innings under his belt, he certainly made the most of them. He's got a 1.95 ERA along with a 1.05 whip. He's also averaging over a strikeout an inning. When it comes to divisional play, the Dodgers have been absolutely dominant against the NL West. They're 50-19 this year against their divisional counterparts. Freddie Freeman, he leads the majors in batting average at the dish. The veteran's hitting .327. Now, LA's facing a Padres team on the other side of things who really struggles at the plate, especially at home. These guys are actually in the bottom 3 in hits per contest on their home field. When it comes to the pitching in this one, Sean Manaea has been a bit of a shell of himself this year. He's just 7-9 on the year with an ERA in the 5s. I'm going to lean toward the Dodgers getting the job done for some money line cash. Next ball game, Rangers at the Mariners, 9:40 p.m. East. Seattle's minus $1.20, total 7. Marco Gonzalez for the Mariners, John Gray for Texas. Now, guys, unfortunately, this is another one of those ball games that I can't give you for free. This game's being featured as my extra daily bet on my website. But you know what, guys? If you want to see whether I'm betting on the money line, run line, or total in this one, well, my extra daily bet is only going to cost you just $2.99. And as an added bonus here, guys, you're going to get access to the daily best play absolutely free. It's going to be included with your purchase. And once again, guys, the link for that bet is in the description section below. And with that, guys, we're going to jump into our next and final breakdown for the video. It is going to be the Rockies at the Giants. And that'll be a 9:45 Eastern first pitch in San Francisco. Now, the Giants are minus 235, total 7 runs. Carlos Rodon for San Francisco. Ryan Feltner for Colorado. Now, Felty's just 3-8 on the year with an ERA dangerously close to 6. The Rockies also have the worst road hitting lineup in the majors. They're scoring fewer runs a game while traveling than any other squad in the bigs. They also have to face Carlos Rodon, who's 13-8 with an ERA in the 2s. And even more special than that, guys, Rodon has fanned over 225 batters this year. And if for some reason Rodon ends up running into some problems, well, the Giants have had little issue sending runners across the plate at Oracle Park this year. These guys are actually in the top 10 in the league in home scoring. Now, they're led by Jock Peterson, who has a team-best 23 home runs and 70 RBI. I'm going to go ahead and lean toward the Giants minus 1.5 and the over 7 runs. And with that, guys, now it's time for our quick pick recap. I like Minnesota plus $1, under 7.5. Kansas City plus 1.5, under 7.5. Now, I can't give you a free pick in the Baltimore-Boston game. That's being featured as my board member tier package bet on my website. Give me Philadelphia minus 185, under 8. Cleveland minus $1.10, under 7. Milwaukee minus 185, under 7.5. Oakland plus 1.5, under 7. I like the Dodgers winning their game outright for some moneyline cash. I also can't give you a free pick on the Texas-Seattle game. That contest is being featured as my extra daily bet on my website. With my next and final free pick for the video, I'm going to lean towards San Francisco minus 1.5 over 7. And with that, guys, that's going to do it for me. Got to thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. Really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. With that said, guys, happy Thursday to you. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage.